You've tried eating clean, cutting carbs, doing the workouts, taking the supplements. Maybe you're constantly second guessing whether you're doing enough or doing it right. Or maybe you're quietly telling yourself that this is just how things are now. And you need to accept that feeling flat, heavy, and not like yourself is just how it's going to be. And I just want to say right up front, you are not lazy, you are not broken, and you're not imagining it. I work with women every day, especially women in their 40s and 50s, who come to me saying things like, I don't recognize myself anymore. I've lost my spark. I'm doing everything right, but it's just not working. And after years of seeing these patterns in my clinic, combined with my own journey of navigating what it's really like to stay well and feel strong and connected in a woman's body, I can tell you with full confidence, weight loss isn't just about food or willpower. It's about how you support your body at a foundational level. And in today's episode, I want to share 5 things that I genuinely wish I'd known sooner. Things that I now build into the strategy for every woman I work with. Because if you've been struggling with weight, fatigue, hormonal symptoms, or just this constant sense that your body is no longer cooperating, you don't need more rules or restrictions. You need clarity. You need a plan that works with your body, and you need to feel heard. So I'm going to walk you through the 5 core truths that I've learned through years of clinical experience, truths that can radically change how you feel in your body, how you approach your health, and how sustainable fat loss actually happens. And if by the end of this episode you feel like this is exactly what I've been needing, I'll also share how you can take the next step by joining my 5-day metabolism reset challenge. It's where we turn these insights into action and where real change begins. So let's get into it. If there's one thing that I wish I could go back and tell my past self, and so many women that I speak to, it's this. Weight loss isn't about how disciplined you are. It's not about how motivated, consistent, or good you've been, but that's the story that most women have been told, right? If you're not losing weight, it must be because you're not trying hard enough. You're not cutting enough, moving enough, controlling enough. You're not enough. And so what happens? You push harder, you eat less, you train more, you overthink every bite. And when it still doesn't work, the frustration turns inward. You start thinking, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stick to this? Maybe this is just who I am now. And I want to say this clearly because it's true for almost every woman that I work with in clinic. It's not your mindset, it's your method. If the approach that you're using is constantly triggering hunger, exhaustion, anxiety, or that all or nothing pressure to be perfect, it's not going to work long term, no matter how much discipline you have, because your body isn't a machine. It's adaptive, it's protective, it's an intelligent system. And if your nervous system is constantly stressed, or if your hormones are imbalanced, if your metabolism is in conservation mode because it's been underfed and overstimulated for years, then your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do: protect you, hold on, slow things down, prioritize survival. This is the part that no one tells women, and it's why so many of them feel like they're failing when really they're just following the wrong roadmap. And if you've ever said to yourself, I know what I should be doing, I just need to stick to it, please know, maybe it's not about sticking to it. Maybe it's about finally changing what you're trying to stick to. And that's the difference when you start using a metabolism first approach, something that I teach step by step inside the Metabolism Reset Challenge. When you start supporting your body's biology rather than overriding it, things begin to shift and it doesn't feel like a battle anymore. So here's another thing that I wish I'd known sooner, and I wish more women were told before they spent years blaming themselves. If your hormones aren't balanced, your body will not respond the way that you want it to, no matter how well you eat or how hard you try. We've been taught that weight loss is about calories in versus calories out. But the truth is, for women, especially in our 40s and beyond, it's our hormones that drive things like fat storage, especially around the belly, energy levels and motivation, cravings and hunger signals, sleep, mood, and even how well we recover from exercise. So if your body feels like it's working against you right now, if you feel tired all the time, anxious, irritable, gaining weight for no clear reason, that's a hormone conversation. And what I see in clinic all the time is that most women's bodies aren't fighting fat loss because they're lazy or uncommitted. They're fighting it because their hormones are doing exactly what they're designed to do under stress, imbalance, or depletion. Let me give you an example. If your cortisol, the hormone that helps you respond to stress, if that is constantly elevated, your body will hold on to that, particularly around your midsection, even if you're in a calorie deficit. If your insulin is dysregulated, maybe from long-term undereating, erratic eating patterns, or stress, you'll find yourself craving sugar, feeling exhausted after meals, or gaining weight even from healthy foods. If your thyroid function is even slightly suboptimal, your metabolism slows, your digestion suffers, your mood dips, and your whole body starts to feel sluggish. This is not about diagnosing you or overwhelming you. This is about understanding that your biology matters. And if we ignore it, we stay stuck and tired and frustrated and harder on ourselves than we need to be. So if no one has ever told you this before, you don't need more food rules. You need to understand how your hormones and metabolism respond to what you're doing and how to work with them. And the best part is that once you start eating, moving, and supporting your body in a way that matches your current hormone state, fat loss becomes easier, energy improves, moods lift, and you start feeling like you again. If you don't feel like yourself right now, that's not something to power through. That's a signal to try a different path. Okay, next. This is a big one. So many women come to me saying, my metabolism is broken, or it's just my age, or I guess this is just how it is now. And I completely understand why they feel that way, because when you've been doing all the right things and nothing is shifting, it's easy to assume that your body just doesn't work anymore. But I want to gently challenge that belief, because your metabolism isn't broken, it's adaptive. And actually, that's a really good thing. Your metabolism has been adjusting to everything that you've thrown at it for years. The diets, the calorie deficits, the skipped meals, the overtraining, the chronic stress, the lack of sleep, that endless pressure to be good. So if it feels like your body has stopped responding, it hasn't given up on you. It's just been trying to protect you. It's downregulated. It's conserving. It's prioritizing survival. But the good news is that what can be downregulated can also be rebuilt. That's the beauty of an adaptive metabolism. It can adapt again. And I've seen this happen over and over in clinic. A woman comes in exhausted, anxious, heavier than she's ever been. She's lost trust in her body. She's terrified of eating more. And yet, within a few weeks of shifting how she eats, how she moves, and how she supports herself, her energy improves, her hunger and craving settle down, the scales begin to move without deprivation, and most importantly, she starts to feel safe in her body again. Not because she found that perfect diet, but because she started working with her metabolism, not against it. So if you've been telling yourself, maybe this is just it now, I want to offer a different perspective. Your body is capable, your metabolism is responsive, you are not stuck. But it might be time to stop asking your body to do more with less and start showing it that it is safe, it's supported, and ready to shift. This is exactly what we start doing inside the 5-day metabolism reset challenge. It's not about pushing harder, it's about resetting the systems that make fat loss possible again. And for many women, that shift alone is life-changing. Okay, I want to talk about something that so many women believe deep down because it's been drilled into us for decades, and that is, if I'm not losing weight, I must need to eat less. Now, logically, that might make sense. Less food, less weight, right? But what I've seen over and over again in clinic is that mindset is not just unhelpful, it's one of the biggest things keeping women stuck, especially women in their 40s and beyond who are already dealing with hormone changes, stress, and poor sleep. Because here's what happens when you constantly are under eating, skipping meals, or picking at low-calorie snacks all day to stay on track. Your blood sugar crashes, your energy plummets, you get monster cravings, your sleep suffers, your mood becomes unpredictable, and your metabolism downshifts even further. So you're left feeling tired, heavy, sluggish, and frustrated. But you're doing everything right. You're eating light, you're being careful, avoiding indulgences, and yet your body won't budge. And this is where the reframe is so important. Weight loss isn't just about eating less, it's about fueling better. Because when you constantly undereat, your body doesn't think, brilliant, let's burn some fat. It thinks, I'm not safe. There's a lack of food. I need to slow down. I need to hold on. Your body is wired for survival, not aesthetics. So if you're eating little meals, grazing through the day, or holding off until dinner only to crash and crave everything in sight, you're not failing. Your body is screaming for balance and nourishment and rhythm. And one of the most empowering shifts I see in my clients is when they go from fearing food to fueling with confidence. When they finally start eating enough, the right types of foods in the right combinations, and suddenly their body starts responding, their energy returns, and their mood steadies. The cravings stop driving their day. And often that's when the weight starts to come off, not when they restrict more, but when they nourish strategically. So if that feels like a radical concept right now, I get it. It's not about eating perfectly. It's about eating in a way that actually works for your body, not against it. If I could go back and say just one thing to every woman who's quietly battling her body, it would be this. You don't have to figure this out by yourself, and you were never meant to. But so many women I speak with have spent years trying to do just that. They've followed influencers, they've downloaded meal plans, they've read books, they've Googled symptoms late at night, they've tried the latest hormone hack or supplement, they've signed up for free challenges that really left them with more questions than answers. And they're smart, they're resourceful, they've tried hard, but they're also completely burnt out mentally, physically, and emotionally from trying to patch it all together. And maybe that's where you are too. You've got the motivation, you're willing to put in the effort, but what you don't have is a clear, grounded, proven path forward that actually works for your body and your life. You don't need more information. You need structure, you need clarity, you need support. Because the truth is, lasting fat loss in your 40s and beyond isn't about being stricter or starting over on Mondays. It's about learning how your body works now and building a rhythm that supports it in a consistent, sustainable way. And that's not something that you can get from a quick tip on Instagram. It's something that you build step by step with guidance, with a system, with someone who's helped hundreds of women just like you get real lasting results. That's exactly why I created the 5-day metabolism reset challenge. It's a starting point, but a powerful one. And inside the challenge, I'll walk you through the exact steps that I use with my clients to build meals that balance blood sugars and hormones, to reignite a sluggish metabolism, to calm cravings, and to finally feel like your body is working with you again. If anything that I've said in this episode has made you pause and think, yes, this is what I've been needing, then I would love to have you join us. This isn't a quick fix or a diet reset. It's the beginning of a new way of approaching your health, one that's rooted in nourishment, not restriction, one that is built around your biology, not your willpower. So just click the link in the show notes or the description, or head to my Instagram and comment reset on any of my posts, and I'll send you everything you need to get started, because the truth is, you were never failing. You were just following the wrong strategy. Now let's build one that actually works for you. If this episode spoke to you, or if you found yourself nodding along, please know that you're not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to keep doing this on your own. If you're ready to reset, reconnect with your body, and start feeling like you again, come and join the 5-day challenge. I would love to support you there. And if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world if you would share it with a friend, or leave a quick review if you're listening on a podcast platform, drop a comment if you're watching on YouTube, and please make sure you hit subscribe. It does really make a difference to me and my channel, and I so appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.